What up, nerds? Happy Monday to you. I hope that your week has gotten off to a good start. I know mine has because I am starting it off with every one of you. If you're new here, welcome to my channel, The Nerdy Narrative. My name is Leslie Smith and I like to talk about books. A lot. So today's video is going to be about what all I got up to reading-wise last week. So if you're wondering, this is my new shirt. I got it from Brandon Sanderson's website. Brandon was wearing it when I watched the little interview between him and Christopher Paolini when they were talking about their upcoming new books, and I had to have it. If you can't tell, that's Seth and Nightblood. The first book I finished is Born of the Deep by Michael Patrick Hicks. This is book 2 of the Salem Holly series. The first book was The Resurrectionist. That review should be live, so I will throw that up in the cards for you if you'd like to check it out. Michael Patrick Hicks is a horror genius. I loved The Resurrectionist, so much so that I immediately upon finishing ordered the second book in the series. I'm heartbroken that book 3 isn't out yet. Book 2 is even better than the first book. I'm not saying that The Resurrectionist wasn't good. I'm just saying this one was better in a different way. It's like the OG Mario. Nothing can ever take the place of the very first Mario Brothers game. It will go down in history and being the first of its kind, and just everybody will always and forever love it. Even though you love the OG, Mario 3 is still your favorite. So it's not that it's better, but it's just something about it that makes it a little different. I was a little scared that the spider-like things from The Resurrectionist were going to reappear in this one, but they didn't. So that was a relief, except the horrors that show up in this one. I know this is going to be hard for you to believe, and if you knew me personally and knew just how deathly afraid of spiders that I am, you would understand that what I'm about to say really means something. The horrors that appear in this book were even scarier to me than the spider things from the first one. And while I am sitting there on my couch, crawling up the back of the couch in reaction to what I was reading, I couldn't put it down. I'm like reading some of it and I'm like, one eye's closed, one eye is like squinting. It's like I need to see the words to be able to move forward with the story. But then again, I don't really want to see all the way of like what's happening. It's like when something is really gory or scary on a TV show or a movie, and you're like, you hear it and you're just like, tell me when it stops and I can take my hands off my eyes. Well, with a book, you need your eyes. So I'm like squinting to get through it. Excellent book. Michael, dude, if you like horror, these are a must for your collection. The next book I finished is Rath by John Gwynne. It's the 4th and final book of the Faithful and the Fallen series, a series that I've been working on for a few months now. Most of you have been with me on this journey through the Banished Lands and have experienced my love and my heartbreak and my sorrow and my grief. What to say about this book? John Gwynne put a bow on this tale in the best way possible. I don't mean that everything happened that I wanted to happen, that all of the outcomes for all of the character stories that I wanted to happen. There was loss, there was victories, there was an epic battle. I loved everybody, but everybody can't win. And just the way that the ending of this war, but the way that John brought this to an end was perfection. It is my favorite fantasy series that I have read to date. I haven't finished the Stormlight Archives yet, so that could change. But right now, as of today's date, The Faithful and the Fallen is my #1 most beloved fantasy series of all time. I also want to update all of my friends that have started reading the series. I want to tell you, don't make the mistake that I did. I took a several week break between Ruin and Wrath because I was so upset. I should have immediately gone from Ruin into Wrath and I wouldn't have been as upset. That's all I'm saying. I really had anticipated finishing Grave Peril this week. I revamped my schedule, so all of the things that I was doing in the early part of the week that allowed me to listen to my audiobook, I changed to the end of the week. So this one will definitely get finished tomorrow. I'm about 89% of the way through. It's epic. I've been really scouring Reddit for Dresden conspiracy theories and all of those types of things, and there's so many theories about a future book that is coming out in the series called Mirror Mirror. All of those theories and conspiracies hinge off a decision that was made by Harry in this book. It's been really fun to reread it with that in mind because I am scrutinizing everything. I will tell you this. I've got 11% of this book left. I still don't know what that decision might be. I've gotten no further with what I think about it. It's been really fun trying to find something, okay? So once I finished Wrath, I decided to pick up The Outsider by Stephen King. You know, I've been hankering to read this one ever since I read the If It Bleeds collection by Stephen King. The Holly Gibney story, which was the title story, If It Bleeds, was my favorite, and I absolutely loved Holly. So quite naturally, I want to read all of her books first, even though they're out of order. So I got The Outsider. I can't believe how much I am loving this book. I don't know why I had this misconception that Stephen King only wrote like gory horror. For some reason, I just thought he was overly complicated. I don't know why I thought those things. I'm not sure what influenced that, but what I'm finding is that's not the case. I mean, there are some graphic things that happen in this story. I mean, obviously, any book that starts with the horrific murder of an 11-year-old boy, that's gonna be horrible. But it is a super easy read. It's very fast paced. I mean, I just started it yesterday and I'm already 100 pages in. I have really been enjoying this book, and I'm just going to go ahead and predict I'm about to become a very, very big fan of Stephen King. I need to hurry up and finish filming so I can get back to reading this one. This one also happens to be the very first official book that I have started during the dates of the Read the Olympics 2020 readathon. That began on June 14th and goes through July 9th. My plan of attack for this readathon is I'm basically gonna mood read. Whatever I feel like reading, I'm gonna read it. I already had some books picked for the Make Your Myth Taker readathon. I'm gonna finish those and then just read whatever my little heart desires. And once I get closer to when the Read the Olympics readathon is over, I'm gonna take a look at all the books I've read, see what all prompts they qualify for, and then about a week or two before that readathon's over, I'm going to see what I need to read in order to make sure I get some gold medals. I'm about a quarter of the way through with The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. I have completed up through chapter 17, which was the first milestone in the Storm Along 2020 reread. Tonight is the live show for that. I cannot wait. Their first live show was so much fun. I cannot wait for the second one. I have been literally counting the days. There have been so many new people that have joined. I feel like we're gonna have a fantastic group of folks coming together to talk about this book. Looking forward to talking about my favorite book with people, all of the things that I have missed. Holy smokes, I missed so much the first time I read this book. I'm looking forward to talking with everyone about all the new things I've discovered, and I'm looking forward to the chance of meeting some new friends as well. Anyone that loves The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson, it's their favorite book, you need to just go ahead and be my best friend, okay? And finally, I am still working on The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan, the first book of the Wheel of Time. I haven't read that much on it. I had a few days this past week that I didn't do any reading at all except for The Way of Kings, which is my coffee book. So I haven't really progressed very far on this one. My problem is I'm enjoying it so much that I want to make it my main read. I'm having a hard time putting it down. And I think I made a mistake in starting too many good books at once, and that I'm kind of overwhelming myself because I'm having a really difficult time picking which book I want to pick up, and I want to read them all. So I was like, all right, I'm going to divide and conquer. I'm going to still read The Way of Kings every day because I'm doing that Storm Along 2020 readathon. And so what I'm going to do is start picking off at all of the other books that I've started and just get it down to where I'm just doing my Way of Kings and then the main book. So it's possible I'm going to let this one rot for a few days until I can get my other books finished and then just plow through that baby. So there were a few days I didn't read last week. Sure. I still had a really good quality week of reading because I finished the long-awaited Rath, the fourth and final book in the Faithful and the Fallen epic story. Totally changed my reading life. Huge upset in the rankings of my favorite fantasy series. But I wonder what will happen when I finish my reread of Wheel of Time. Will it reclaim its throne? We'll see. You know the drill. I told you what I read. Now I want to hear down below in the comments what you read and what do you plan to read in the coming week? What is your most anticipated read for this week? As always, guys, thank you so much for watching today. I hope you have a great week and a fantastic rest of your day. I will see you soon.